Okay, so now we're going to start with the heart. And with the heart, you want to make sure that you have long enough tail. So I picture at least 6 inches for a tail on this, because when you're making a magic loop, and we're going to do this with a magic loop, we want to be able to pull the strands through so that it tightens up on the heart. So we get to about there with our 6 inches, and you, believe it or not, you wrap it around your hand. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slide it underneath the yarn that's there, and you're going to make like a bunny ear, like you used to teach your kids when they were learning to tie their shoes. So from here, we're going to do, and I'm not sure why this is not cooperating, but that's okay. It's really not that important here. We're going to do 2 chain, 1, 2. Now I'm going to take that tail that I had, that 6-inch tail, and I'm going to pull it up with my loop. So I have a round loop here, and I'm going to do what we call a triple crochet. A triple crochet is 2 strands, or winding it around your crochet hook twice. So then I'm going to go around all 4 strands. I'm going to pull the yarn through around that, and I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to go only through 2, then I'm going to go through 2 again, and then I'm going to go through 2 again. So I went through 3 sets of 2. So now I want to do a quadruple crochet, which is actually 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to go around my 4 strands again, and I'm going to go through and yarn over through the first 2, through the second set, through the third set of 2, and through the 4th set. So there's 4 sets of 2 there. Now I'm going to yarn over again twice for my triple crochet, and I'm going to go through around those 4 strands, go through 2, yarn over 2 and 2. Okay, so the succession here is this. It's 2 strands over, 3 strands over, 2 strands over. All right, that is actually part of the pattern. The next part of the pattern is 2 double crochets. So yarn over once, around all 4 strands, yarn over, and then pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going to do it again. Yarn over, double crochet, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Now we're going to do a triple crochet, which is actually 2 strands over, around all 4. We're going to go through 2 sets of 2, yarn over, 2 sets of 2, yarn over. So you're actually at halfway part of the shape of your heart. Actually a little bit over. So we're going to do 2 double crochets again. Yarn over, around all 4 strands, through 2, through 2, yarn over, through 2, through 2. Now again, make sure that you have enough yarn so that you're not pulling on all your yarn. So again, we're going to do a triple crochet, which is 2 yarns over, around all 4 strands, through a set of 2, through a set of another 2, yarn over. Now we're going to do a quadruple crochet, which is 1, 2, 3, and that's going yarn over once, yarn over twice, yarn over 3 times, yarn over 4 times. Now we're going back to the triple crochet, yarn over twice, 3 times. All right, so now I'm going to start trying to close this up a little bit. And sometimes it doesn't pull through as easy as we like, but that's okay. It will. Don't get frustrated with it, because it does happen. so much nicer when it does it the way you want it to, but sometimes it doesn't. So then what we want to do is 2 chain. We're going to put a slip stitch here, and you're going to see that this is actually starting to take on the shape of a heart. But I don't want it all the way tight yet because I'm going to do a second round in my heart. Okay, so I'm just kind of evening it out a little bit. All right, so I did my slip stitch there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm coming over to where those 2 original chains were, and I'm going to do a single crochet. And then what I'm going to do in the next stitch is I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. So even though there's 3 strands on there, pull it all the way through. And I'm going to put 2 of those in that first stitch, because now you're giving your heart body. Okay, it's going to get fuller. So in the next stitch, I'm going to do 3. So I'm going to do 3 half double chains in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to do 2 half double chains in the next stitch. 1, 2. And then I'm going to do 1 half stitch, half double chain in the next, 1 half double chain in the next. And then I'm going to actually do a double chain in the bottom one because I like the heart to have a little bit more long part at the bottom of the heart. So then I'm coming back around to the other side. I'm going to do a half double chain in this stitch, half double chain in the next one. I'm going to do 2 half double chains in the next stitch. I'm going to do 3 half double chains in the second to last stitch. Okay, so there's 3 in there. I'm going to do 2 half double chains in this stitch. And the very, very last stitch, see how that is in the actual chain? I'm going to do a single crochet, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch so it looks identical to the other side. Make sure you go through all strands of yarn. I'm going to pull this tight. I'm going to leave myself a long tail, and I'm going to cut that. All right, I still haven't pulled that tight, but that was kind of on purpose. Now I'm going to pull this tight. All right, and that's actually going to tighten your heart right up. And sometimes what I do is I will pull each individual strand to make sure that they're both being pulled nice and tight. So now what I do here is I'm going to grab my crochet needle, which I like to use the tapestry ones because they have a blunted end. So this is what your heart actually looks like. Okay, you can see the pronounced end down here. And I flip it over to the back side. Here's the 2 strands that were pulling that magic loop tight. And I'm going to feed it through my hook. All those little gnarly pieces and all, because they're not going to be in the heart. Those are going to be cut off. So then I feed this through halfway through, and I pull that out. All right, and then the other 2 strands from the top of the heart, I feed that through my needle when I don't slip with it. Make sure those little sparkly strands go through there too. And I'm going to feed this through the other side over here, because I'm going to knot this in the back so this heart stays together nice and tight. And I like to do 3 knots. So here is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this heart is going to be a pocket. So I don't like a nubby in there for when kids put notes in there. So I am going to feed these strands back through here, not all the way to the top, but close. And I'm going to do the same with this set. And I'm going to feed it through here, not all the way to the top, but close. All right, just as a double insurance, and it kind of makes it smoother. And then what I'm going to do is now I can cut this excess off. Don't cut your heart, just cut your strands. And if there's a little bit of excess on there, that's okay, because what that's going to do is that's going to feed back inside there, and that's okay, that's fine. All right. So then your heart actually looks like that. And when I sew it onto the bear, I actually sew it so that it has more pronounced definition, so that this actually becomes more pointed when I sew that on there. I've tried putting other stitches in there to make that a little more prominently, and it just never worked out for me. So this is actually the end result of the heart that's on the prayer bears. So that's as far as I go with the parts of the bear. We're done with the parts of the bear. The next step of this video will actually be putting the bear together. So thank you for joining me for making the parts of the bear, and I hope you will join me for putting the bear together. Thank you.